Let's go Chancellor first. I also want to. I'm gonna do a. I think I'm gonna do a video, or maybe just build it off stream. I think one of the main ways that I want to play this game going forward is the trilogy format, which is where you build the 3 decks, and you can only include a certain number of copies of each card across all 3 decks. But it's a little bit more of a legacy format, and I feel like with how much content this game puts out, it's kind of challenging sometimes to keep up with everything. And so I feel like that's going to be a way that I can find myself really enjoying the game. And then I have decks that can be used outside of the trilogy format because they're standard decks and everything like that. But I feel like I really want to dive deeper into the trilogy. Brant, have you done any trilogy stuff? Also, the Spotlight decks are designed to be slightly more competitive than the 2-player starter decks, which is what they used to be. They also contain a little booster pack, which is nice. All right, let's open this up. We've got Chancellor Palpatine. One of the other things to kind of consider when you're thinking about building a pre-release is that these leaders, both Palpatine as well as Amidala, will be available to you in the pre-release kit. So you'll have the 6 leaders that you open from your pack, but then also like a alternate art type not an alternate art, a hyperspace version. It may be hollow. It's been hollow in the past, maybe not. Version of these leaders, so these will actually be your 7th and 8th leaders that you have access to use in that pre-release build. We got Chancellor Palpatine. I'm going to bring it down here because I cannot read it. So as an action, you can exhaust Palpatine, spend a resource, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a card with the plot keyword, and reveal it. Plot is the new keyword from this set where you can play it from your resources, very similar to Smuggle, but when you deploy a leader, and then you'll replace that card with the top card of your deck. So I haven't played with plots at all. I'll be interested to see how it plays out, but it'll be interesting. Brant has not been one of my local players. Started a Trilogy League on Fridays. That was wildly popular. That's awesome. That's awesome. He does have an epic action that if you deploy 7 resources, we got to get some control to make our way to 7 resources. We can deploy Palpatine. And then when deployed, the next card you play using plot costs 3 less. That's cool. Okay. So I was like, on a deploy of 7, he's, slower. You can see a lot of people running like 5, 4, like drop leaders. And so you're losing out on a leader action. But when deployed, yeah, okay, I can kind of see where the deck is going. When you deploy Palpatine, you get to play a plot card costing 3 less, and then potentially another plot card and just get a massive tempo boost right there. He is a 6/8, so he is nothing to sneeze at stat-wise. I am a little concerned about him deploying on 7, but we'll see. And then he is paired with a command base, so I think this would be kind of fun to ramp with Palp and then deploy. Emperor Palpatine from set 1 is one of my favorite leaders to run. Just mega control. But let's slide this guy in here. Yeah, so there you go. You would slide that in. And this is how that would look at the table. Then you would start with 30. That's pretty cool. I like that. I guess it would be 27. Alrighty. Chancellor Palpatine. We also got new spy tokens. Spy tokens are a new token type introduced in this set as well. They're 0 cost, 0/2 with raid 2, meaning that they get +2 attack when they are attacking. And so you got those spy tokens coming out. Very similar to like a clone trooper or X-Wing. We got Major Partagaz. 2 cost, 0/6 with overwhelm. That's hilarious. When another friendly official attacks, this unit gets +2/+2 for the phase. How Interesting. Okay, so spies are official. It looks like we're going to have a lot of officials in the deck. So, and this is not a once per phase or once per round ability. This is whenever another friendly official unit attacks, he gets +2. So on the first one, he becomes a 2/8. Then he becomes a 4/10. Wild. Okay. Interesting. He is a 2-drop. So I feel like you can throw him out there like turn 1 and he's going to be around for a while. I mean, like the 6 is a lot of health for a turn 1 drop. You're not really attacking with him. It'll be interesting to see the ramp, to see if we can get, I don't know, maybe you play him later. That's interesting. Let's keep going. We got Chancellor Palpatine. Dude, Chancellor Palpatine looks like he is not having a good day. Looks like he ate some bad tacos or something for lunch. Oh yeah, he is not having fun. Palps drops on a 3. He's a 2/2. When played, if you control a leader unit, create 2 spy tokens and give both of those tokens Sentinel for this phase. He is also a plot. Okay, so plot meaning that in the resource, whenever you deploy a leader, you can play him from the resource row by paying its cost. Now, what's cool about the interaction here is that Chancellor Palpatine, when he deploys, and then you can discount the next card you play, which is going to be Palpatine here by 3. So you'll play him for free and then create 2 spy tokens and give them both Sentinel. So not only are you getting massive value here, you have Sentinel as well as even, well, I guess these would be exhausted, but just it protects your leader, which is kind of cool. Should have had the Jamaican food instead. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, that's a fun interaction. And if you control a leader unit, so you probably will be playing him with plot. A 3/2/2 is just not a great stat line, so you really do want to be playing him with plot to get those spy tokens when you do that. We got Nuke Gunray, 3 cost, 3/4 with grit. I love grit. Grit means that you get +1 attack for each damage you have on you. When played and on attack, you may give another friendly official unit Sentinel for this phase. Cool. Yeah, we're just, Palpatine is the control deck, it feels like. We're controlling and trying to build up to that 7 resources so that we can deploy and win the game and outlast the opponent. We got a lot of 1-ofs. Now, these are the rare slots in the deck, which is okay, but I feel like I would want to have 2x of some of these. I am kind of interested. Okay. Anyone out there who has played with the plot mechanic before, are you running multiple copies of plot cards? Like, it feels bad to draw 2 copies of Chancellor Palpatine because you want to resource them, but then you can't play both of them because they're unique. I guess if they're non-unique, you could play multiple versions of the plot card. That's interesting. But it feels real good to have them. I'd probably run 2 instead of 3. 3 feels like there's a higher likelihood of drawing into multiple copies, which feels bad. I mean, it's a resource regardless. It's like it doesn't have the plot, but still, flexibility is really, really important. Got Vice Admiral Rampart. It's a 4-drop, 3/6. All of these have been official traded, so any of the synergies that we have seen across the other units that deal with official, all of these will trigger. On attack, you may disclose. This is another new mechanic in this set, meaning that you reveal cards from your hand with the specified icon. So you can disclose a command villainy with the aspects among them. That could be like if you had the actual command card, that could be the 2 green. And then if you had a Palpatine or something with a villainy tag, you could reveal those cards from your hand and then get this ability. So this is an on-attack ability. If you do, give an experience token to each of up to 2 other units. So you can attack here. disclose those cards, giving the opponent a little bit of information, which is a trade-off, but then you get a +1/+1 for 2 other units. Interesting. Cool. I feel like the disclose mechanic will be interesting as well. Because there's a lot of times where I hold on to like tricks, not necessarily like the keyword trick, but tricks in my hand that I'm going to play and counteract. And so I would have to make sure that I'm not revealing those cards. Or that also like can determine what I'm resourcing, right? Because if I know that I have a Rampart on the field and I'm going to attack with him next turn, I may want to resource something so that I can maintain my ability to disclose this. Interesting. And then, of course, the tragedy of Dark Plagueis. Not a Tale of Jedi, would tell you. 5 cost, choose a friendly unit for this phase. It cannot be defeated by having no remaining hit points. Very thematic there. And then an opponent chooses a unit they control, defeat that unit. Oof, we got we call it the Padme combo. That's interesting. 5-drop. The sad part here is that they choose a unit that they control. So like if they're running tokens, it's probably not worth playing. 5-drop feels like they're going to have a better board state built out versus like the Power of the Dark Side, which is another card. It's only a 3-drop, but it's a 3-drop where they choose a unit, and typically if you're able to play that early into turn 2, you're able to knock out their first play. And if you're running like a heavy control deck, that is kind of what you want to be doing, is kind of stalling them out in those early turns, especially if it's like a rush build, so that you can get all the way to resource turn 7, deploy Palpatine, etc. At 5, I guess if you've been doing your control job well, you could use units or your board state to take out the units that you don't want them to choose with the Tragedy of the Dark Plagueis. That could be effective. You could also, this does not say non-leader. So you could use this if you time it correctly with a leader. My guess is with plots, there's going to be some buffers, at least in this set, so that when you play whatever leader, there may be more options for the tragedy for them to choose. The first part of the card is interesting. Cannot be defeated by having no remaining hit points. I feel like that is also real. Okay, that can be really good on a Sentinel. You throw that out on a Sentinel, and that just stalls the turn. If they don't have Saboteur, if they don't have removal, that's kind of cool. Throw that on the what is the B2 attack platform, the 5/2. That seems fun. Am I gonna try Riftbound? Is that's the new TCG? Is it World of Warcraft? I don't have any plans to. Have you tried it? Is it good? Up next, we have our first special card, meaning that you can only get it in this deck or as a hollow slot in a normal pack. This is the Corrupt Politician, a 1-drop 2/2. While you control more units than an opponent, this unit gains Sentinel. Nice. We got 3 copies of those. That's kind of interesting. It is Republic as well as official traded, which is nice. The 1-drop is interesting. We got more 1-drops in here, and so the deck as built could probably function fairly well. It also, actually this is kind of interesting, because if you play this turn 1 and you don't have another turn 1 play, or maybe you Palpatine, you're probably losing initiative at that point, but if you play Corrupt Politician, maintain initiative, play a 3-drop Nuke Gunray or something on turn 2, they cannot swing in until they play a unit, because then that gives the Corrupt Politician Sentinel, which is cool. That's a fun play. Then they have to take out the Corrupt Politician. They can't swing to base. And again, this deck is all about stalling out so that you can reach the higher end of your cost curve, because you're assuming that they don't want to reach that higher end of the cost curve. Have not, it will be pre-released tomorrow. Oh, that's exciting. Was I correct in thinking that it was World of Warcraft, or was it League? Maybe League. I know it has a cool IP. Next up, we got the Honey Pilgrim. So this is a 1-drop, 1/3. When played, when defeated, heal 1 damage from your base. Interesting that it's a heal 1 damage on a 1-drop, which is fine. I mean, like, that could come in clutch. League, got it. Okay, cool. The one, like, there have been a lot of games I've played where it comes down to 1 health. So if you could just drop here and heal 1 damage, swing into something, take it out, or take your own unit out, heal another damage. This also works really well for Thrawn, where you can double up on that heal. And then the OP, the Sith Lord himself, Jar Jar Binks, a 2-cost command 2/1. When played, you may give another friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase. And then plot, when you deploy a leader, you may play this card from your resources. Yep. I'm going to pull out all the plot cards, because I think that's going to give me a better idea of what the deploy turn looks like. So right now, this is what we have: Jar Jar as well as Palpatine. You deploy Palpatine. You can play Palpatine for free. Spend 2 of your 7 resources to play Jar Jar. You still have 5 left over. And so all of a sudden, you're looking at just a huge board state advantage, which is cool. Your LGS doesn't have many Star Wars players. It is an awesome game. It is a really cool game. That is sad that they don't have a lot of players. Got 3 copies of the Onyx Squadron Brute. When defeated, heal 2 damage from your base. We've seen this before. This is our first space unit in the deck. Then we got another special card. So we're going to get 3x of this. This is the Chancellor's Shuttle. It's a 2-cost, 1/3, restore 1. When defeated, if you control Chancellor Palpatine, you may give an experience token to a unit. That's cool. So if you have him as a leader, that does work. I'm going to move our booster pack over here. We'll break that open here in a sec. I am unfamiliar with this character. Where's this character from? Vaney? I'm not 100% sure. Imperial Sith official. 2-cost, 2/4. Decent stat line. When played on attack, you may defeat an experience token on a friendly unit. If you do, give an experience token to a friendly unit. That's kind of cool. My mind immediately goes to like Tarkin, where you can give out experience tokens to Imperial units, and then you can start, like, you can swing in with that unit, attack here, defeat that experience, drop it here, and then go 3 or 1 additional damage and just pass around those XP units. Flexibility seems pretty cool. ISB Shuttle, 3-cost, 3/2. When played, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, create a spy token. Cool. It was 0/2 raid 2. You got the Political Bully. 3-cost, 2/3. When played, if you control another official unit, you may deal 2 damage to a ground unit. That's mean. That's mean. And I'm pretty sure outside of the vehicles, everything except for our Pilgrim here has the official tag. So very easy, at least in this pre-con, to hit that trigger condition there. Mass. Got a 4-cost, 3/4. When played, give an experience token to each up to 2 other official units. And then you can plot this card in. Very cool. Alrighty. So now we're looking at, on our deploy turn, if we only had these cards in our resource row, we could drop 6 of our 7 resources here to play all 3 of these cards. And then you play Moss last, so you give a or you give, well, you probably would give a experience token to Palpatine. You could give one to this Palpatine. Jar Jar would give Palpatine a +2/+2. Holy cow. Okay. So whenever you play this Palp, you get the spy tokens with Sentinel. Moss gives a experience token to Palpatine, making him a 7/9. And then Jar Jar, when played, he gives another friendly unit +2/+2, making him a 9/11. And he's ready, and he can swing that turn. Okay. So if you make it to turn 7, you can have some intense. That's really cool. Now my mind is going back to the Kylo Ren from, I think it's the last set, where you can, whenever you deploy him, you can play attachments from your discard pile onto him by paying his cost. And the trick there is to use shoot first as the final attachment that you play. But if you have more plot cards now, I don't think he's official, so it wouldn't like work with necessarily some of these. But if you had plot cards that allowed him to buff up, play those events as well, and then swing in with a shoot first all in one turn, that seems pretty cool. We got Slime more. A 4-drop, 2/6. When played for this phase, each enemy unit gets -2, -0 while attacking a base, and this is also a plot card. A 4 for a 2/6 is a little sad, but it is a nice stall. We got Cad Bane. This is a special card. We get 3 copies of this. He is plot as well. When played, you may defeat a unit with 2 or less remaining hit points. He's a 5/4/5. Nice. Okay. Just adding to our plot tableau down here. Deidre. Fascinating character in the Andor series, for sure. Deidre is a 6-drop. She is a 5/5 with ambush, and then on attack create a spy token. So she comes in, she's allowed to ready and attack a enemy unit when she is played, and then as immediately she gets a spy token. So on a 6-drop, 5/5 feels similar to like a mercenary company with ambush. So it feels like the stat line works out. Official traded feels pretty good. Imperial traded feels pretty good. And you get the spy token. Decent. I feel like she's going to be a good limited card. Like if we open one of her in like the pre-release kit, she would be a really solid limited card. Dogmatic Shock Squad. 6-drop, 4/6 with Sentinel, and it is a plot card as well. Republic, Clone, and Trooper. Well, my Twin Suns deck with Nalase bringing in all the clones just got another new card, which is fun. I am the Senate. Holy cow. Okay, so a 6-drop, create 5 spy tokens. Beautiful. This is another special card. Wow. Okay. The interesting playline there is if you use that to create 5 spy tokens and they all have raid 2, so that would be 10 damage if they all got to attack. If you are able to play that later into the phase, then deploy Palpatine, play Chancellor Palpatine, create the spy tokens, give them Sentinel, all your ready spy tokens then would be safe. They would have to go through 2 spy tokens that are exhausted by playing Palpatine before you can get hit with or they can hit the actual like ready spy tokens, which could give you enough time to kind of build and swing enough damage into the base. Feels like you're really looking to win on turn 7 on the deployed turn here, which if you go to turn 8, turn 9, that's real late into the game. Got the Cantwell Aggressor Cruiser. This is a 7-drop. 6/7. When played, you may disclose 2 Vigilance as well as a Villainy from your hand. If you do exhaust an enemy unit, that unit cannot ready while this unit is in play. That's mean. That's mean. Mean. I love it. When has become now. A 1-cost Villainy. Play a card with plot from your resources, paying its cost. Put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. Okay, so you get access to some plot cards without actually needing to deploy a leader. That makes it better. So now I'm I'm more okay running multiple copies of some of these unique plot cards, because then if I use Win Has Become Now, I can play Chancellor Palpatine on resource turn 4. Then we're getting Palp, 2 spy tokens, they have Sentinel, and then you're fulfilling all your requirements of having more units for some of our other card synergies. It's a little sad that you only get one of these in the pre-con. Armor of Fortune. This is a 2-cost plot. Oh, it gives you a 0/3. Cool. Was there something that messes with like the swapping between health and power in the last set? I think there was something with the Purgle. Maybe it was like deal damage equal to the remaining health. That seems insane. Budget scheming. Give an experience token to each up to 3 official units. Cool. So that seems kind of good. It does require you to go wide, which has not been the strongest strategy in the past, but I think with tokens, maybe you have a better shot at doing that. We've got Unveiled Might. I love the art on this. This is really, really cool with the Mandalorian on it. 4-cost plot, 2+2+3. So deploy Palpatine. If you don't do any of these, this is a 1-drop for to take him up to a 8/11. That's so mean. I love it. Got Charged with Murder for... Oh. What a sad scene. If you watched the Clone Wars, this episode is just so sad when Ahsoka gets put on trial. So many things could have gone differently in the Star Wars universe if that had not happened. 4-cost, disclose 2 vigilance cards. If you may defeat a damaged non-leader unit. I don't love that card. I'm not the biggest fan of that card. I feel like you have like takedown. It may be better later in the game. I don't know. Then our last card is Retaliation. Defeat a unit that dealt damage to a base this phase. Not the big caveat here. Does not have to be non-leader. So 5-drop, defeat a leader unit if they attack your base. This is the anti-rush card. So you have Sabine come in. She attacks into the base. Spend 5 to Retaliation. Feels a little bad to take out Sabine that way. So maybe a different one. But could take out the Kylo that just got beat. Play the shoot first. Swing in for like 11. Retaliation and take out that 7-cost unit because he swung into the base. Cool. This is the style of deck that I really enjoy playing. I really enjoy playing the late mid-range to control style deck, and this feels like it gives a whole nother like way to do that with the plot mechanic. I like the Palpatine idea. I guess like these are other plot cards here. You got a decent number of plot cards to hit. I think I would probably stop using his ability once I had kind of my play for his deploy turn. So like if I drew into the Squawk Shot, the Shock Squad and Palpatine or Moss, you could probably not use his ability to go fishing for more plot cards. But all in all, I think it's a really interesting deck. I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I feel like the plot mechanic is more interesting than I was kind of thinking, mainly because I kind of, for whatever reason, always just envisioned playing one card with that plot. But if you are able to play like 3 or 4 and have them combo off of each other and just create like this massive tempo swing into, now I have an 11-13 Chancellor Palpatine that's about to swing with Sentinels protecting him. That's a really fun play. So that'll be cool. That'll be really fun. I'm going to clean this up. We're going to bust open our pack to see what we got. See if we got any cool cards in the pack that came with the Spotlight deck. Opening packs is so much fun. Oh. Create 5 spy tokens is hilarious. Then they turn around and play a Snoke or something and just take everything out. All right, what's in our pack? This is where we pulled the Prestige. I'm feeling it. Nope. We got Deidre. So Deidre feels like an aggro leader already. Being aggression, deploying on 4 feels very aggro. So Deidre is a action spend 1, choose an enemy unit. Its controller may deal 2 damage to it if they do not draw a card. Brant and I were talking at MCDC this last week. It feels like card draw is not as strong in this game, mainly because you do have so much card acceleration, drawing 2 every round. So, I don't know. I feel like giving people a choice in a game typically is not super good. Deploys on 4. It's a 2/5. While you have more cards in hand than an opponent, this unit gains raid 2. Okay, so there's a little bit of synergy there. That's nice. So if you are drawing cards, then she becomes a 4/5 on a deploy 4, and that's a lot scarier. Got a red. We got another armored. A Gonk Power Droid. It's a 2 cost on attack. The next unit you play this phase costs 1 less. Dude, I love that actually. That's amazing. Lost Jedi. 1/3 with grit. Outer Rim Constable. When played, you may defeat an upgrade. Oof. Zenows Shadow Fighter. This is a 2/2 hidden. Hidden was introduced, I believe, last set, where they cannot be attacked on the turn that they are played. We got an Assassin Probe 5/4/4. When defeated, deal 1 damage to each exhausted enemy ground unit. Choose a player. That player discards a card from their hand. If it costs 3 or less, create a spy token. We got a 2-drop 2/4. When defeated, each opponent may ready a resource. Yikes. Alrighty. Crate Veteran. It's a 3/4/3. We got Disciples Devotion, a 3 cost. While it is exhausted, it gains Sentinel, and it's a 1/3 bonus. That's kind of interesting. Soulless one. On attack, disclose 2 cunning and a villainy. If you do, ready 2 resources. Ooh, okay. So on attack. Oh, on attack. Okay. That timing is super weird. Because you have to play it on turn 2, play something on turn 3, then attack with it. If you play a like a Disciples Devotion or something on it, if you play an attachment on it, that makes a lot of sense. Or a pilot. I feel like that's where it gets real good. We got the Valiant Commando. When this unit deals combat damage to a base, you may defeat this unit. If you do, deal 3 damage to the base. That's fun. And then we got Callus, but the good version of Callus. This is after he's turned. Get a 7-drop. While you have the initiative, each other friendly unique unit gains raid 2. And then when played, deal 2 damage to each up to 3 ground units. And then our holo card is a when played, create a spy token. It's a 2 cost 1/1. Interesting pack. Not the best pack I've ever seen. I do like Callus. I think Callus is kind of fun. While you have the initiative,